I've also been asked to talk about Black Lives Matter and the Black Lives Matter movement. Now, I can't say I'm an expert in everything that's happening at the core of that movement and everything, but I'm in support of raising our equality situation deeply into a better standard where it is really not about the color of our skin anymore. It's not about what color our skin is. It's about what our genuine needs are and what our genuine reality is. That is the main issue that we should be addressing. Every single life matters deeply, deeply, deeply. I am a person who cares about every soul, including every soul that has ever died, and who cares about them having life still in this life. And we want to try and bring life to a state that it should be at, not have a situation where some people feel like their life doesn't count, and not have people feel as if they are second class or third class or fourth class citizens, like because they're not white because they're not white and because they're not wealthy and because they're not paying taxes, that they're not valued and that they're not important. That's a terrible thing to feel. It's a terrible, terrible thing to feel. I'm on the privileged side of that. Um, and I've always respected and valued and appreciated that, and cared about people who weren't as privileged as me in terms of the system's judgment on skin tone. Um, and what I've really noticed in the development and the progress and the maintenance of my friendship groups here is that white women are very nervous and very wary of connecting to foreign men on the internet. Okay. And I think, maybe black women from America would actually care to make friends with these black men in Africa with me. Because a lot of other women that I'm reaching out to here who, might be multiple ethnicities, but, they're in the Western world here in Europe. Well, they're afraid of connecting to these men, or they're going to get messages from them, or they're going to get hassled by them, or whatever. But what we really need is people who do care about these black men in Africa, who actually really do care about helping them and being their friends and joining in friendship with me to grow as a amazing unifying charity organization to support all of our needs in life. And um, all I'm asking from people in this world is to join me and be friends with the group of friends that we've got growing already, and that's mainly me and another woman from Northern Ireland, and lots of men from around the world, but mostly black men. Some white men in it, some friends of mine that have joined in, um, as well, and so for Black Lives Mattering, here's a real chance to show that they do matter to you, and a real chance for you to join in and be a real friend to people. And I'm not just asking for black women from America to call in, and pull in and join in, to this cause. I'm asking for everybody to. I'm asking for everybody to care and to make contact and to want to be in this friendship group, and I'm asking for us to want to unite together and make sure that all lives are being cared for properly in this world. Make sure that everybody is getting what they need. Okay? So all lives matter, and there's a bunch of black people who are really eager for there to be more women in our group. And those women need to be strong enough that if somebody is sending them messages that they don't want, strong enough to say, listen, stop messaging me, these messages that I don't want about this subject, or we cannot continue to talk. Or if you don't want to talk to anybody, then you can just say so in one message and then ignore the rest of those messages if you don't want to. But to be in our friendship group and to bring a good vibe into there and to commit to minutes of time a day, is all you need at the least. And you might spend all day in there because you're enjoying it, flickering in and out of different groups and things like that. And taking part in our unity organization that we're doing. So, my view on skin colour is that it's to do with original time spent in very strong heat compared to people who maybe didn't spend a lot of time in warm countries. I'm Irish, I haven't spent a lot of time in warm countries, so I'm very pale at my normal sort of level of colour. Because I haven't needed to be protected against real strong sunlight, whereas people with darker skin have needed to be more protected from that sunlight without having factor 50 sun lotion. And so their skin pigmentation has changed from just being pure white to being this darker color, because that's my theory on that situation. It's not that complicated. It's how much of the sunlight did you need protection from equals how dark your skin color is. And then men needed to know who their children were and needed to have genetic traits and similarities between them, and needed to care for their children and know who their offspring are, and that's where we have these genetic links that make it usual for a white man to have a white child, make it usual for a black man to have a black child, and so the things that we have been divided and conquered by the Roman Empire plan and strategy. And racism is one of those division points, okay? And the key to it is for you who are listening to this to not be a racist, basically. Don't be a racist. That's the key for racism, stopping for each person to not be a racist. I know that sounds so simplistic, and it is simplistic, but it starts with each person. And that means if you notice parts of you that are racist, then do something about that. It's like years and years and years ago, when I was still at university, I used to watch the news and I used to watch the media. And when I was new to driving and first in London, if I was parked at the side of the road and black people were walking past, it was my automatic reaction to lock my car. And this happened to me and I noticed it and I didn't like it about myself. It's not how I want to feel about people. And so I found and asked the questions and found, where is that belief coming from? Why am I being scared of strangers like this, of people I don't know? Why am I scared of them like that? And I realised it was because of the newspapers and the media's and the news on the television's version of reality that I was being fed. I was being told to fear black people. And so I made a point then to make eye contact with people as they walk past. Black people, white people, whatever colour people, make a smiling eye contact face with them and not lock my door. And since then, I have had nothing but good experiences with people of all colours. And I've really had a beautiful time exploring friendships and find great value in people from all different backgrounds and all different walks of life. And so, racism, it's a false division, really. And it takes people speaking about how much we actually love each other to really help it too. So don't be afraid to tell you I love you, even to a stranger. Don't be afraid of that, alright? Because I love you too. Okay.